And I want to ask you, so on our next subject, continuing on our WWE, and we've been noticing, Pedro, a big difference ever since Triple H have taken over the company over Vince McMahon. Do you think, based on what you have seen, do you think we're going back to the Attitude Era?
You know, it's kind of hard to say exactly what's going on because I can't just put my finger on it. Ever since because it doesn't have, I don't think it has anything to do with Triple H and Vince McMahon being out. I think it has everything to do with number one, TKO buying WWE. Number two, Netflix being a future home for everything WWE worldwide. And number three, more importantly, The Rock coming back.
Yeah,
Because
but even before The Rock came back, they were already turning the tide, WWE. I mean, this whole bloodline story is going ever since, it's been for a few years, but
Mhm.
it's gone, ever since Triple H have taken over. The whole finish the story, this is all from Triple H from when, ever since he has taken over.
Yeah, I look like I told you that if I want you to think about this everything finish the story, Roman Reigns, the long title reign. Yes, these are things that I think Triple H has a very big part in because even when Triple H was pretty much was actually back in the day when the Evolution and in at the Attitude Era when he was had DX and he was running the whole show with Stephanie by his side and all that stuff. He was the ultra mega heel.
Yep.
Now look at it now. Who's the ultra mega heel? Roman Reigns for the
Yep.
longest time,
Yep.
and with a long title reign. So those are very much Triple H things. But if you really want to start like pointing a finger at when the needle started moving, is when Cody Rhodes came back into the WWE. CM Punk coming back recently,
Yep.
and The Rock coming back. Because now you have not one, not two, but three at the time when The Rock came back was a ultra baby face. All these three were ultra baby faces. Of course, CM Punk got hurt. Cody Rhodes, that's a different. He didn't get to finish the story last year, but even Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania last year, that's a Triple H move because for the past many years, you didn't see a baby face not win at
Yep.
WrestleMania.
They were always winning WrestleMania.
They would always win. The last time that we saw that I remember that a heel won the biggest show, at least in the Triple H time when he was actually active, was when they had the McMahon in every corner when The Rock lost his title.
Yeah.
But that's at least for me. Now, do I think now everything is going back to that time? Things are looking very similar, if you ask me, but it's not there yet.
And then what do you think about the blood and the bad language, the bad words? I mean, it looks like very Attitude Era. The blood, I think this whole thing, this was a one time event of the whole blood. I
Mm.
mean, I wouldn't be surprised it happens again in WrestleMania, to prove because the blood has been talked about this in this feud.
Mm.
But I think it's great for WWE, to bring back this little blood. Obviously, it shouldn't be every match,
No, of
every
course.
blood. Special moments like what we had yesterday to have that. And obviously, the bad words. I mean, we already seen CM Punk or Drew McIntyre. CM Punk gave a
CM
bad
Punk.
word last night, so we're seeing things going back toward that.
Not just with the curse words, not just that. They CM Punk almost blatantly almost just said Vince McMahon's name.
Yep, yep.
But he didn't say it. but he danced around the subject when Drew McIntyre said, "I'm the chosen one," and he's like, "Chosen by who? Say his name. Why don't you just say his name?
Yep, yep,
Who chose you?"
yep, yep, yep.
So yeah, it's like, and another thing that I wanted to mention that I thought was very interesting. I don't know if you noticed this. Before TKO took over, there weren't really that many promotions like sponsorships on the show. Everything was more WWE tight knit. They control everything.
Yep,
And that's something else that's changing because if you remember correctly, back in the Attitude Era, there was a lot of sponsorships. You
yep.
had Slim Jims, you had Stacker X or Stacker 3, I don't remember what it was called, but there was a lot of sponsorships back then, and now the sponsors are returning. And that's part of the reason why they can go off and do some of the stuff they're doing now. There's much more edgy because what the sponsors want is more eyeballs on the product so that they can sell more of their products. And they didn't care so much back then about that kind of stuff. You know, I don't think we're gonna start seeing the half naked women like we used
No.
to back in the day. That's a thing of the past. That's gonna stay there. But the blood, the language, especially moving to Netflix, which they don't have to bleep anything out. They can say whatever it is that they want to say. You know, obviously you're in the arena, you're hearing everything that's going on, especially when it's on when it's live. The problem is that when you go into Netflix, anything goes.
Yep.
You could do anything, say anything, and Netflix paid a boatload of money to get that. And pretty much WWE is kind of letting people know, hey, listen, this is what you're gonna see. You're not gonna get these bleeps anymore. You're
Yep.
gonna see the real deal on Netflix.
No more John Cena kissing babies type of
No,
thing.
no more John
No
Cena
more
kissing.
kid. No more kids cheering. Let's go Cena.
Cena sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so long gone, and now we're on to better things. And I'll tell you, even going on the finance part where you're saying sold out, it's been years that SmackDown, Raw has been selling out. So again, great job WWE. I am amazed. I love the storytelling. Like I said, that whole night of Raw, it was just a setup. It was like everything making sense toward the end. So I love this. This actually reminded me. I'm gonna give a quick storytelling. Back in November, in year 2000, the main storyline there is who ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Hmm.
and that whole storyline was a lot of clues of who ran over Stone Cold. People were talking, and in that in that Raw specifically, there was Stone Cold was facing off against Kurt Angle in a talk with Vince McMahon there. And Vince McMahon, at the end, at the end of that first segment, he takes away Stephanie McMahon and he tells her, let's go because I have a feeling that tonight will be a night that we will never forget. That was a foreshadowing with what happened. And then that whole night building up, there was a moment that Triple H was fighting and Kurt Angle attacked him that same night. It was a tag team match. Triple H attacked him, even all to set up for Triple H to come on. And then the tag team match with Kurt Angle and Rikishi against Stone Cold and The Rock. And someone hit The Rock, and it was
Hmm.
basically going to be Stone Cold by himself. But obviously, Triple H was coming out to make people think that he was going to attack Kurt Angle, and then that's when he turned heel. So those are little storytelling ideas that make sense. That what I saw last night for the first time. So bravo to WWE.
I'm gonna add something that I don't even think you noticed, Alfredo. I want you to remember in the when the we just talked about it in the previous segment when The Rock was beating up Cody Rhodes. He was talking, and the camera was panning back and forth. Now, I want you to remember what were the two faces on the bus that was right behind him. John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Two people
Yep.
that two big guys that The Rock has defeated. And another thing, when you were watching this guy Cody Rhodes get beat up, right above him, over his head, American Nightmare. This
Yeah.
is the cinematography, everything is like pinpoint exactly how it needs to be.
It makes now that question, that whole Stone Cold and John Cena, why did they do that? It leaves questions. It was done there for a reason. It wasn't an accident, because even that truck, it was well lined up. So it
Yeah.
wasn't that it was just in the background. It was well lined up. So watch out, because I think a lot of things. So like you mentioned, Pedro, that was a brilliant move by WWE.
And no, and I'm sorry, I forgot. It's not just people that The Rock has beaten, people that have beaten The Rock.
Yep. Yeah. They beating The Rock. I mean, Stone Cold head to head has always had the upper hand on The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the feud with John Cena, even though it was tied 1-1, but John Cena had the last laugh against The Rock.
Correct.
So, you know, that truck was John Cena and Stone Cold, but then where was The Rock? So things are done for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more into this, bro. Very smart by WWE.
Yeah, just to let everybody know, we love wrestling. We've been wrestling fans for a very long time, all the way back to when I was little and he was showing me what was going on. And I think that this is the stuff that makes people become fans again. If you're a fan, if you love what's going on, if you're an old school WWE fan, back in the WWF days, put a comment down below. Let us know what you think about everything that's going on.
Let us know if you think we are going back to the old days. We would love to hear your comments. And stay tuned for next week, because we will give our prediction, what we think might happen at WrestleMania Day 1 and Day 2. So stay tuned.